I really wish modern culture, modern like day-to-day culture, and encountering people, from different walks of life and from just I guess in just like Western culture in general, it was more common and just less looked down upon if you played video games. Now I know this has drastically changed since I was a kid. And it was way more looked down upon then. And there was all these like parents freaking out because M-rated games are going to make my, children go do bad things. It's been a space of contention for so long. Good God. But even today, like it's not normal. Like it's normal to say, hey, what kind of TV shows have you been watching lately? Have you seen any good shows lately? And it's just a normal conversation to have. But anytime I bring up video games with pretty much anybody that I don't already know as a gamer, like it's kind of like a weird, like you're trying to feel them out. Like, does this person play games or not? Should I how can I just dip my toe in the water just to see? Because suddenly, like if you admit you play games, there's so many people that will still shame you because you're a gamer. Like it's ridiculous. Like you could have everything going on right in your life and people will still call you a nerd or a geek or whatever, or they'll think that way of you because you play games. And it's not so much like the insult that matters so much. It's like, okay, whatever, that person's just kind of a dick. But it's just kind of sad that culture hasn't totally adopted that like video games are a part of culture in general. And just because you play video games doesn't mean you're lazy. Like it's so weird because like obviously, there are gamers out there who do, sit on the couch all day. They don't leave their house at all, ever. They don't eat healthy, they don't take care of their bodies, and they don't shower. Like there's all these things that like they don't do that they really need to do to be kind of like a at least relatively accepted by society in general. Just take a shower, put on some fresh clothes, and maybe hit the gym every once in a while. It's not a whole lot, but yeah, it for some reason, gaming culture to some degree is still associated with those types of people. But those types of people, they don't even need to be gamers. Like there's people who just watch TV all day and that's all they do. And they look and act and carry themselves in the same way some gamer that would basically be doing the same thing would. So is it really fair to say that gamers are the ones that are like, have that kind of dark side to them? Or that dark side to the culture? Because there's just people like this who exist in the television community that are pretty much the same. And I'm sure YouTube as well. And to them, that's just their own lifestyle. Like, I'm not here to judge it. I'm just saying, like, it's probably pretty healthy for you if, like you go outside every once in a while, go touch some grass. This video isn't to cast judgment on anybody. It's just basically to say, why are we still casting judgment for people who play video games? Because like, honestly, like you can go buy video games in pretty much any single, store there is. Well, not every single store, but there's the video games have been around for a while and they've been in like, supermarkets, and then you can also buy them in retail video game stores. Like it's common for kids to want to play them. Like a lot of people have grown up playing video games. So why do we not talk about them as a society? Like, why is it so still like taboo? Like, what's the deal here? I don't get it. Like, even today, I was talking with a friend and I was just trying to figure out, like, does he play video games or not? And because it sounded like he mentioned it, like, oh, he might go back home and play a game or something. Like, oh, what kind of video games do you play? And I could tell right away his hesitation to even tell me, because I'd never had this conversation with him before. I've known him for a while. I had never had this conversation if he played video games or not. And I could tell he was kind of hesitant because he didn't want to feel judged for playing games. And I'm not the kind of guy that's going to judge you for playing games. I play games myself. I have a large library of video games. I have a YouTube channel talking about video games. I'm not going to judge you for playing video games. And I found it kind of sad because it's, it's like, it's so normal to just ask someone, hey, like, what have you been watching on Netflix lately? And you can have that conversation. No one's going to judge you for that. I mean, there might be a few odd people out there that will, but for the most part, they won't. But if I said that in like a room of people, hey, what video game are you playing lately? it's just like people just look at you like, oh, you're the gamer nerd. Okay. And like suddenly it just drops your status down for some reason inside of that group of people. It's like, what the hell, guys? Like, it's just as much popular media as like television is now, if not perhaps even more popular. So why are we still treating it like it's like something that like some kid in his parents' basement is playing, and he has no life and no job and going nowhere, versus like just, you know, an average Joe who just likes to like sit down on the couch every once in a while and play some Grand Theft Auto. It's just weird that our culture still does this. And I think it would be great if we normalized just asking the question, hey, what kind of game are you playing right now? Because it's such an interesting discussion, because like a lot of people like video games. A lot of people would like to talk about video games. And it's sad because, you know, there's a lot of great video games out there that we could be talking about with other people. But because it's just not a common thing said in, you know, culture in general, that there's so many games that just go fly under the radar and never get talked about, which they totally could have been. And people would have discovered new video games that they could have played and enjoyed. It would be just such a nice thing to have in general discussion, because it is such a core part of media. It's so normal to ask somebody, what kind of books are you reading lately? Like the same thing. Or what kind of music do you listen to? The same thing as what kind of video games do you play? Because not everybody plays video games. But like, it's just kind of silly to just judge someone for playing video games in the first place. I mean, like, I would think that most gamers would agree with me for this. Like, you are not a lazy person if you play video games. You are a lazy person if you are a lazy person. But just because you play video games does have no correlation to whether you are lazy or not. Like, come on. Anyway, I don't know. This is just like the rant of the day, because it was just frustrating me, because I wish that, yes, it was just a bit more open and free to talk about. And, you know, yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to judge anybody. I just like, I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy to get outside and, you know, take a shower and, you know, go to the gym and like take care of your body and eat healthy. I think that's healthy. That's good for you, you know, and I am in favor of doing that. I understand when people have gone through certain things in their life and then, you know, like whatever's going on, I totally get it. You know, I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's healthy to do that. It's good for you. It's worth consideration if, you know, you're in that space. But regardless, yeah, that's just it. You know, it would just be nice if we could talk about video games more frequently, and science. If science fiction wasn't just so heavily judged, it's like, ooh, I like this science fiction idea, and then suddenly, you know, someone's just judging you because you like science fiction. You're like, ah, nerd. Like, it's like, for fuck's sakes, you know, like, have some thought. You know, just enjoy talking about something you like talking about with strangers. It's fun. You know, just like, stop judging people all the time. Just have fun with wherever the conversation goes, for Christ. Jeez, you know, I don't know. Anyway, okay. Thank you for listening. If you listen this far, this is just me ranting, but I hope you have a good day. Goodbye. Sign out.